If it doesn't say tacos, you're not coming up for tacos. Everybody wants tacos.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I have customers, prospects, clients all the time say that they want to get found online for something, and I go to their website and there's no mention of this thing.
Who did their website?
Not me. No, but like, you cannot get found online for something that you haven't mentioned online.
At all.
It's crazy. Like, maybe you all don't realize how SEO works. Like, Google goes to your website and does something called crawling. So it like looks at your whole website and looks at all the words on your website, and it has to be words. Like, you can't have a picture of tacos but never say the word taco and expect to be found for tacos. You can't even have a video of tacos and no word that says taco and expect to be found for tacos, because Google can't read a picture. Google can't read a video. Like, you literally have to have the word tacos on your website, and then you have to talk about tacos in order to be found for tacos. You also have to allow Google to index your website. We've had people come and they're like, I'm not our clients, because like we don't set people up like this, but they're like, why is my website not being, I don't come up on Google. And you go to their website, it like Google can't even look at it because you haven't set it up for that. There's no...
Well, in some of these bottom of the barrel cheap template website builder places, that option's not there. So,
or they charge you extra.
Oh, they charge you extra for it. Like, your base, you don't have it. Like, if you're on the bottom tier template website, you don't have SEO.
Yeah, we had a new client recently come to us, and they wanted, like, we were going to, change up their website and redesign and all this stuff. And we kind of tried to say, like, well, maybe you could stay with what you have. But, like, once we started going through what they had, like, it was all, like, charging you extra, and you can't do any search engine optimization. You can't add keywords. You can't add descriptions. Like, they wanted to charge you extra for it.
So what that literally means is, if you don't go to their domain name, the blah, blah, blah.com, you don't go to their website. Like, it's not getting found. Like, that doesn't do you any good.
Right, and it's possible, like, if you got, like, one of these website builders or some of these things, like, and you're not coming up, it's because, like, you'll never come up. Like, these things have to actually be set up, and you have to actually have that content on your website. If it doesn't say tacos, you're not coming up for tacos. Everybody wants tacos, right?
Yeah, why not?
So we have clients that maybe they added a service to their business, and once we go onto the website and make these changes for them, like, they can come up, within a couple of weeks for whatever that is. It does take a little bit of time sometimes for things to come up, but not just having that content on your website. The same is like having these things on your Google listing. We talk about Google listings a lot. Why? Because they're free, because they work.
Google's what people use. Why not use Google's tools? They're like, here, use our tools. It's what we like. Why wouldn't you use their tools? You're like, nah, I like my garbage over here. Like, no, fill the stuff out.
Fill it out.
Like, if you want to be found for certain areas, put those areas on your Google business listing. It's one of the sections that you fill out.
So this was something that we had. One of our customers wanted to, like, broaden their business reach, and they wanted to be found for, like, some of their services, but in a different area.
Well, they didn't have the services listed, and they weren't listed in those areas. So, pulling up on the Google map and pulling up based off of their Google bit, never going to happen because it wasn't filled out.
Again, you don't have tacos on your Google listing. You're not going to be found for tacos.
But it's like you just fill it in. And you go through the list and complete it. Type in, counties you want to be found in, cities, zip codes, whatever the case may be, on top of your physical location. If you have a physical location, if you don't have a physical location, it's a checkbox, and they won't show you as a, they're not going to show your home address or anything like that. Google, you used to be able to have like a post office box business address. They don't want you doing that now. So if you wind up doing that kind of stuff, your listing's going to get flagged, and it's not good. So if you don't have a location that people can actually go to, it's fine. You just click a box saying that that's what it is, and now Google knows. But you service a given area, but you have to tell Google what that area is.
You have to tell that. You have to set it up so that people can find you for what you want to be found for. Like, I don't know if people think that it's like this magical thing that it just like, the internet just knows that I sell tacos in, Atlanta. Like, no, you have to actually fill that part in, and then you will be found for those things. And sometimes the change is pretty quick, which is pretty awesome.
But it ties all the smart AF stuff together. I mean, if you've got the SEO on your website, the website's then connected to your Google business. Your Google business is completely filled out. You can make posts and updates on Google business itself. You can have your YouTube channel and have information on there that all connects to everything. It's just, you got to put it out there for people to find it. And if you don't, then they're not going to find it. But why not put it out every single possible place you could?
And again, and I always say this, like, it takes a little bit of intention and a tiny bit of planning. So you have to think, like, what do I want to be found for? And then you can write all those things down. Where do I want to be found for those things? Then you go and fill out all these different assets, your Google listing, Facebook, whatever, all these free shit that's out there for you to use, and you fill it in with all of these things. Then you can go through the Smart AF process and talk about, like, how are you getting them into your sales process? How are we building authority? Am I using my messaging right? How do I build a relationship? Am I collecting that email? Then, like, SEO and all these things, that's the traffic. But once you get this all filled out with a little bit of planning, then you can be found for these things that you want to get found for. But if you don't put these things out there, like, you can't get, like, it's not magic. The internet, though it seems very magical, like, there's a process here that's going on in the background that I know, like you don't have to know all this stuff, but you do have to know that it has to get done manually. Like, it doesn't just magically happen. And you have to have some intention and forethought in order to get all this stuff filled out. Because your marketing people, they can't read your mind. They, like, if if you're adding new services and you don't tell your marketing people, you're not magically going to be found for them. Like, that kind of stuff needs to be added to your website. It needs to be added to your Google listing and all these things so that you can progress and be found then for those types of things.
Well, put a little effort into the actual content. Like, don't just say, I'm a plumber in Denver. Get me found, plumber in Denver. Like, you got to have a little bit more content with it that is going to say Denver plumber, but it's got to say additional things as well. Like, provide some benefits, some more information, and Denver plumber is just a part of that. But at the same time, you don't say Denver plumber 50 times
on the same page
in the 300 word count. Like, it like, that's, I think they frown upon that.
They do. So 10 years ago, 15 years ago, like, keyword stuffing was a thing.
You can still see it on some old websites.
You see these old websites. It's like, welcome to the best Denver plumber in Denver plumber. You want a Denver plumber? We're a Denver plumber. We have Denver plumbing for you.
Best Denver plumber.
Best Denver plumber. Call right now for Denver plumber.
Yeah.
Like, it literally says that.
No.
And then the footer, it's like, best Denver plumber.
No.
Like, that's not how it's done. So Google knows all these little algorithm changes that you've probably heard about. It, like, starts to weed out what they call, like, these black hat things, which are not good things that people are doing. Trying to get found for keywords so that they use keywords that aren't actually on the page. Like, Google's smart enough to know that, like, you actually have to have that content on the page. Google likes pictures, and then you tag the pictures with those, Denver plumber on there. They like videos, especially since Google owns YouTube. Like if you have YouTube videos that have whatever your keywords and services and your name and all those, I sell tacos. Like you got to make the video about
all those
the tacos.
Tags on your Google video. Like you got to fill that stuff out.
Yeah. So all these different things like all start to connect together, and then it's showing Google that like legitimately you are a Denver plumber. Like just throwing those words out there 100 times doesn't work. But then you got to think like everybody else is trying to be found for Denver plumber as well. So what are they really searching for? Like, shit, my toilet broke. like, so you think about like, what are people actually like typing in there? Like, do I need a plumber? Toilet's clogged. When do I call somebody? Like these are the types of things that, once you move past the easy stuff, like the services and the area, then you think about like, what are people actually searching for, so that you can be found on all of these. They call them long tail. There's less searches for them. Like probably not as many searches as for Denver plumber, but people aren't always trying to be found for them. And so you can catch all these, it's like low hanging fruit. It's like easy ways to find more people online by what they're actually searching for.
You can actually go on Google Maps and type in any business, and some of the search results, as you scroll through there, you'll see it'll actually say the website mentions this, whatever it is you typed in. Like it's reading that website saying that. So if it's, what do I do when my toilet is overflowing, and you've got a page that explains what to do with your toilet overflowing, and you've got your Google business listing filled out that says you service this area that this person's searching in, I mean, there you go. You're gonna be the choice that, and it's not Denver plumber. It's I got a fucked up toilet here.
What do I do?
Who can fix it?
Poop
and
is
here
everywhere.
It is. Right? No, you got a YouTube video that is explaining what to do or whatever the case may, and it's all coming together. But it's just filling the stuff out.
You can't have one page that says Denver plumber. And if you're not sure, like it's kind of great that if you start to type into Google, like it'll autofill. Like it's autofilling based on what people actually search for. So if you go into Google or you go into YouTube, you can start to kind of see what people are searching for, and get some ideas on like what kind of content should I be creating so that more people can find my business. Then when they find your business, think of all those smart AF things that we keep talking about, your messaging and your authority. Like, how do you do social proof on that page and let people know that you know what you're talking about and other people like you too? And how do you work your reviews with that? There's different ways that you can do. Like once you get that traffic, then you got to prove that like you're the one to choose. It all starts to work together. So you can totally be found online for whatever you want to be found. But there is a way that you have to go about doing it. And it always is going to take a little bit of intention and a little bit of planning.
SEO is not what SEO used to be. SEO is so much more. And it's just filling the stuff out everywhere.
If you want to get smart tools to build your business, go to besmartaf.com.